hard time setting up JavaFX and Eclipse? Well, today I'm going to show you how to do just that. And I think if you follow the steps, everything should work for you. Now, I'll be doing this on a Mac, but if you're using a PC, the process will be very similar. There might be one or two differences, which I'll try to point out along the way. So the first thing we need to do is install a plugin in Eclipse. So I'm going to go to Eclipse and up to Help and Eclipse Marketplace. Once Eclipse Marketplace is loaded, I'm just going to type in FX, hit enter, and the plugin that we'll need will pop up. So it's called EFX Clips 3.8.0, and I've already installed it, but you'll want to click install. I think you'll have to sign off on one or two user agreements, and then the process should just take a minute or two. Once it's done, Eclipse will restart, so just let Eclipse restart and you'll be good. All right, the next thing we need to do is download jar files. So we need to download the JavaFX jar files. So in order to do that, just go to your browser, type in JavaFX. The first link should take you to the right site, which is openjfx.io. Scroll down just a bit to where you see download, click on download, and it will take you to another site. All right, so this is maybe, I don't know, the process where the process has the most variables to it. So depending on what version of Java you have and what operating system you're running, there's a couple of different options for you. I'm using or running Java 17 in Eclipse, so I'm going to use release 21. If you have a more recent version of Java, you could use a more recent release of JavaFX. I don't think there's any harm, however, in using release 21 like I'm going to do. So I'll come down to the downloads, choose the version that I want to download, choose my operating system. Obviously, if you're using a PC, you're not going to choose Mac OS, you're going to choose Windows. Choose the architecture. If you're using a Mac with any sort of M processor, this is the architecture that you want. And then the type is simply the SDK. Click on download and it should download it to your downloads folder. Now again, I've already done this, so I'm not going to download it again, but you'll get this zip file, which you just simply double click and it will create a folder or unzip a folder that has two subfolders along with a zip file. So I'm going to copy this folder and I'm going to move it somewhere where I know it will stay. I occasionally go through and clear out my downloads folder, and if you were to do that and delete the files that you just downloaded, your project would no longer work. So anyway, I have a computer science folder. I'm just moving it there. All right, so we've got our jar files. Now we need to go back to Eclipse and create a new user library. So I'll go over to Eclipse, up to settings, and I'm going to start typing in libraries, and the right option should come up under Java build path, user libraries, and I'll click new, and I'll call my library JavaFX. It doesn't matter what you call it. I just think JavaFX makes sense. So I'll hit OK, and then add external jars. I need to navigate to wherever that folder was that you just downloaded, and inside of the lib folder, there are 8 jar files that you need to select and open. I just did shift and down arrow. It selects all of them, and now I can hit apply and close. Okay, so we've got our user library. The next thing we need to do is create a JavaFX project. So back in Eclipse, I'm going to right click on the package explorer, new project. I'll choose a JavaFX project, and it doesn't matter what you call it. I'm just going to name mine hello, that's it. All right, make sure that you have the latest version or the correct version of Java selected for the runtime environment or execution environment. How do you know what version? Well, again, whatever version of the JavaFX library that you downloaded, it says for 21, the minimum JDK is 17, so I chose 17. If you have a newer release, make sure that you have a newer version of Java selected, and then I'll hit finish. All right, so it seems like we should be finished, but we're not. So when you open up your project, you'll see there's all sorts of errors. Most of them, or all of them, I should say, are related to the fact that Eclipse doesn't know where to find those JavaFX jar files that we just, downloaded. So I'm going to delete the module. We don't need that. And then I need to just do 2 steps. So I need to add libraries to the build path and then update the run configuration. So let's do the library first. There's a number of ways to do this, but I'm going to right click on hello, the name of my project, go down to build path, and then configure build path. Okay, so this is another spot where it might vary for a PC versus a Mac. I'm going to click on the Libraries tab. That's the same for all of us. But on the Libraries tab, I believe if you're using a PC, you want to select Class Path and then Add Library. But if you're on a Mac, you want to choose Module Path and then Add Library. If you follow the steps that I'm showing you and for some reason your project doesn't work, I would suggest just coming back and choosing or trying the, I guess, alternative path from what you already selected. So I'm going to say Add Library, a user library, next, JavaFX, hit finish, and you can see JavaFX was added to my module path. I'll hit apply and close, and once I've done that, the error should go away, but we're not done yet. Oh, I'm not sure what that is actually. I'll just choose main, hit OK, and it should say, error could not find or load main class application.main. So we're on to the last step, which is to update our run configuration. There's a path or a command that you'll need. I'll put it in the comments section. So just copy that and go back to Eclipse. And we're going to right click on our project again and now go down to Run As and Run Configuration. Okay, so once we're in the Run Configurations, we're going to click on the second tab for Arguments. Uncheck the first checkbox for Xstart on first thread. No idea what that does. But paste the statement in that you just copied. All right, last thing that we need to do is update this path. So this path needs to point Eclipse to the jar files that we just downloaded. So I'm going to go to the folder that I added to my laptop, right click on the lib folder and get info, and then right click on where and copy as path name. I'll take that path name and paste it in to the string. And one last thing is to change the direction of the slashes and put 2 in front of users. If you're on a PC, I don't think you'll have to do this. Your path should start probably with like C:// and I don't think you'll have to change the direction. Okay, so I'm gonna hit apply and then run, and fingers crossed this should work. There it is. We've got a nice little empty window, which is our JavaFX application.